What's going on, everybody? This is Jeff. So, I'm making this video because Bitcoin has appeared to be vulnerable, or people have grown concerned with Bitcoin as a store of value. That some people wanted to take their altcoin profits and put it into Bitcoin while it was low and increase their Bitcoin holdings. Some of you have seen your altcoin positions go up 19, 20 times, some even more than that. And you're like, man, what a great time to fork that 19 to 20 times into Bitcoin on a dip. And it got me thinking, well, what's the real future of Bitcoin hold? And how do I know if there's signals out there that can indicate at least some sort of projection as to where Bitcoin could go? And am I bullish or bearish on Bitcoin's future? Now, okay, this isn't professional financial advice. I always have to put that out there because that's got to be there. But moving on past that, when I say am I bullish on Bitcoin? Well, a Bitcoin bull run basically looks like to double it'd have to go to 30,000. To triple it would have to go to 45,000, right? So we've seen 3 times gains just recently with many cryptocurrencies. Steam, for example, just did a 3 times gain in the last week. So you'd be better off getting into Steam if you wanted 3 times gains than holding Bitcoin, right? But because we're just talking about Bitcoin as a store of value or the potential of Bitcoin, and the number 45,000 comes up because that's where, we're sitting at 15,000 thereabouts. That's where it would go if it did a 3 times gains. So overall, I guess I'm going to say that I am bullish on Bitcoin in the sense that I believe that Bitcoin still has a lot of room to grow in 2018. After that, I can't project for 2019 yet because I have to see how 2018 stacks up, but I feel like Bitcoin in 2018 will have some massive rallies like it had in December. It had a massive rally. November, it had a pretty nice rally leading into December. And I think there's going to be some of that here in the short term in 2018. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of this information that makes me so excited to be bullish and excited about Bitcoin is at the end of the day what the point is, right? So here's something that's got me pretty much confident, at least for the short term. Goldman is setting up a cryptocurrency trading desk. Now, cryptocurrency and Bitcoin are 2 different things, really, in the sense that that's like saying that Apple is the stock market, right? It's not. Apple's just a company in the stock market. Bitcoin is just a coin or a currency inside of cryptocurrency market. So I feel like the fact that Goldman Sachs is now getting involved, Goldman Sachs Group Inc. is setting up a trading desk to make markets in digital currencies such as Bitcoin, according to people with knowledge of the strategy. So overall, I guess I'm really bullish on cryptocurrency, but I'm still bullish on Bitcoin because I feel like that's what's going to be leading Goldman Sachs into the market in 2018. And I don't see Bitcoin's value going down in 2018 as this is happening because Bitcoin is the one with the name recognition. It's the authentic one. Although it has an outdated blockchain, it still is the most commonly known cryptocurrency to every layman out there that's not already trading. To the people who even know about cryptocurrency, they know about Bitcoin first. Until the day comes when Ripple or Ethereum or IOTA or Cardano are the ones, we're still going to have Bitcoin being the one that's leading everyone into the market. And with that being said, it's going to have value to Wall Street because of that. Because if you have to retrain everyone else to think of a different cryptocurrency, that will take time, whereas Bitcoin already has that, so it has to maintain that store of value for Goldman Sachs. And Goldman Sachs is not just going to deploy a cryptocurrency trading desk unless they're very confident that this thing's got some future. Now, of course, Goldman Sachs is the same company who took a big hit when the 2008 financial recession happened. So they're not completely bulletproof, but because they're still hot off that, 10 years departed from that financial collapse, if you want to call it that, I don't see them making too many reckless decisions until they become more complacent, and I don't think 10 years is a long enough time for them to let that wound heal. So fully, because they're typically you're not complacent until you forget that there's danger that exists. And I think that one of the reasons why Wall Street's been so slow to get into Bitcoin is because they're still, kind of cautious, and they're not complacent, and they do take calculated risk instead of uncalculated risk. So the fact that Goldman Sachs is now getting into cryptocurrency, they're going to need Bitcoin to drive that so that their trading desk continues to pick up. And with that trading desk means a very bullish 2018 for cryptocurrency, and Bitcoin, the utility as the authentic coin, is going to have to be there as the store of value. So I'm saying just that alone gives me reason to be very bullish on Bitcoin, because Wall Street's going to need it as they continue to get inclusion. Now, to build a trading desk is going to take technical know-how and a lot of resources they're going to have to put into that to build that. So they're going to be kind of starting to support cryptocurrency and Bitcoin as the utility, as the authentic coin, the big mama, whatever you guys like to call it. Now, where does that go from here? Well, let's look at TD Ameritrade to open trading on Bitcoin futures. We talked about this in previous videos where Bitcoin futures, right? Now, if you didn't watch my videos over the Christmas holiday, basically what I said was I wouldn't be surprised if the same people who made profit on Bitcoin's rise to 20,000 were the same people who would be betting against Bitcoin to go down in the futures market. If you don't know what futures market is where you bet either that Bitcoin's price will go up or down, right? So if you owned a grip load of Bitcoin, which is possible that it could be that centralized because the cryptocurrency market in and of itself has less market cap value than even Apple or Microsoft or Google for that matter. So there's more market cap in Microsoft by itself, more market cap in Apple by itself, more market cap in Google by itself than the entire cryptocurrency marketplace. So it's not very hard to manipulate that, right? So with that being said, if people had held a large amount of Bitcoin and then they decided to graduate it, do a graduated sell-off, and they took out a bet against Bitcoin's price, so let's just say some whale out there or 4 whales out there held 10% of the Bitcoin in circulation, and they did a graduated sell-off and they took a bet that the future of Bitcoin would go down to wherever it went, they actually could have manipulated the market that way. So now it goes down, then they take out a bet to say that it's going to go back up. They now have more purchasing power because weak hands pulled out of Bitcoin. If they bought at 18,000, they pulled out of Bitcoin when it went to 13,000 because they're like, oh my gosh, I heard it might go to 5,000. And you have people on CNBC or any website really continuously putting out negativity on it. Bitcoin fever to burn out, spectacular crash, David Stockman warned here on CNBC. He put that out. You can come on here. He's talking about how, this is just what he says. It's basically a class of really stupid speculators who have convinced themselves that trees grow to the sky. He's basically calling you, me, all of us who are investing in cryptocurrency that we're stupid for investing in Bitcoin or even cryptocurrency probably. So he's saying that we need to learn a proper lesson. That's his take on it. And because we think that Bitcoin, so when someone hears that, they're like, what if this guy's right? Who is this guy? He's really smart. They have him on TV. He's really intelligent. And he's telling me that I'm really stupid for believing this and that. So then people with weak hands, when it starts to go down, it starts to become legitimized to them that because he said it or someone like him said it, they're like, okay, well, instead of going to zero, I'll just cash out. Well, then those whales on the sidelines, they've now got also the power to make the price go back up again. So then they take a bet with that increased purchasing power because now they double dip, they double down, they got more money from the Bitcoin futures bet that they took on the loss, right? So they bet that Bitcoin would go down and they made a lot of money on that. They also took profit when it reached its all-time high and they watched it go down. So now they're buying Bitcoin at a low price They're also buying a futures contract that says it will go up, and they have the power to drive the price up. And they know that more and more people are going to jump on the bandwagon as they FOMO into Bitcoin, because that's been the history with less than 1% mainstream adoption. They know that there's a bunch of newbies out there who are looking to jump in and toss money into it, and they're going to look to capitalize on that as they have the power to manipulate the Bitcoin price. There's no proven fact that that exists, but that's a hypothetical that could be real. So with all these factors at play, the Goldman Sachs trading desk, TD Ameritrade taking out or bringing Bitcoin futures market, Chicago Board of Exchange, the first U.S. Bitcoin futures. There's a lot to be highly speculative in a bullish way towards Bitcoin's 2018 future. Beyond that, that's a whole nother story, because as new cryptocurrencies prove to have more efficiency and be just a hybrid blockchain tech, it's possible that Bitcoin could get phased out long term. Although many people would say that there's someone if it was John McAfee, he'd say, "Are you guys smoking something?" To think that Bitcoin won't, because McAfee, he said he'll eat his own, you know what, if the price doesn't hit $1 million at some point. I think he said 2020. Now, he's not the only one out there throwing around big numbers. There's a lot of people out there who've thrown around big numbers. And here's top hedge fund manager, I think it was Mike Novogratz, said this here. So Bitcoin could be at 40,000 at the end of 2018. It easily could. He's saying easily reaching 40,000, Novogratz said. So if you were forking some profit into Bitcoin here, right, at the dip, especially when it was down as low as, let's look at the 7-day. I mean, if you were forking profit into Bitcoin at as low as 12,000 here recently, and then Bitcoin goes up to 40,000, you've really done a tremendous thing for yourself. If Bitcoin were to go way lower than 12,000, you might not have done a tremendous thing for yourself. But only time will tell. But overall, I think the writing's on the board. The signals are there to suggest that Bitcoin, could get 3 times gains in 2018. Now, I don't have any way to guarantee that, and I'm not guaranteeing it. I'm just saying, me personally, in my own opinion, I think Bitcoin could reach $45,000, and that would mean that it would have to have thereabouts a $750 billion market cap. But some people are suggesting that, man, Bitcoin's going to hit $1 trillion market cap in 2018. That would put it at about $60,000, somewhere around there. You can check my math. I don't have a calculator, so that would be where the anticipation could be. $60,000 Bitcoin if it hits its $1 trillion market cap. This time last year, if we just look here at the historical snapshot, so we've got 252 billion. Let's see where it went where was it in January 2017? So it's sitting at $15.4 million. So to go from 15.4 all the way to, it's been higher than this. Let's take a look at how high it's been. We've had a market cap thereabouts 300 million, 327 million. It's obviously peeled back. It's on a dip right now, as you can see. It's a little bit of a dip. So overall, 2018, we've got some stuff to look forward to with Bitcoin. If you were buying on the dip, I think you're going to end up, I would anticipate that you're going to end up looking like, or feeling pretty good about that. But do yourself a favor, have a contingency in place, keep your eye on the market, and if you see that some other cryptocurrency like Ripple or Cardano or IOTA or Ethereum is proving to have, or Bitcoin Cash even, or any Bitcoin fork is having a stronger utility value than Bitcoin itself, just be on the lookout for that. And the reason that it would possibly be able to take the place of a Bitcoin, so Bitcoin would be price volatility, not really being able to function as a currency ever. So the fact that Bitcoin probably will never be able to function as a currency because of the low circulating supply and low total max supply, it only leaves it with the utility of being a store of value. and the store of value like gold, meaning that if you put your money in there, it will inflate or rise, and then at some point it will be like gold and just hover around 1,300 for a while or something like this. But as a currency, it doesn't really have any usage, so that's why many people are already down on Bitcoin. And then as a store of value, there's some questions and concerns about it, although I think as a store of value is definitely its best utility, and it, because of its authenticity and its name value, name recognition, it does continue to hold that much appeal. So we'll see moving forward. Anyways, guys, I did put out a bit of content here on Twitter about it, where we had the price. Let's see here. Where did we put that? Let's see what you guys projected in the community about the price of Bitcoin. So right here, you guys say the secret to making it moon. Crypto the Pug was here. Ken is killing it. If dominance drops 40K, if not 90 to 100K, 30K, $1, 78,000. Crypto the Pug, all right. 100K plus, 30K. All right, so this was on Altcoin Buzz IO on Twitter. If you want to participate in these and give some feedback, that'd be greatly appreciated, because we only got 183 comments, and I need more data in order to really see where you guys feel about that. Obviously, 1,000 comments would have been easier to get more data that I could have gone through. But it seemed like most of you guys, the majority of you definitely believed that Bitcoin was going up on Twitter. And then if we look back here on Instagram, we got 50K, 28K, 45K, under 10K, here's one, so 3 to 1 there. 60K for a low, 100K. So most of you guys think it's going up. The majority of people believe that Bitcoin is going to go up. So this guy says Bitcoin 10K, Ethereum to 4K. Wow, Ethereum, huh? All right, guys, so same thing for Instagram. If you prefer Instagram over Twitter, or you like them both, this is Altcoin Buzz on Instagram. We got a lot of comments on Instagram. You guys are pretty talkative on Instagram from what I've been able to observe. So good stuff, guys. Great feedback, Altcoin Army. We'll see you guys next time.